Hi friends. Three people were having chit-chats over their dinner. The first man said, "There was a fire in my factory. With the insurance claim, I could rebuild in a better way." The second person said, "There was a burglary in my shop. I could reopen in a larger way with the insurance claim." The third person said, "My godown and contents were damaged extensively in a storm." Before he could complete, the other two jumped. "Oh, how you could manage a storm? How you could manage a storm to happen?" Friends, it is not totally untrue. Like any other sphere of human life, insurance is also affected by the deterioration of moral values. Insurance frauds vary from outright fraudulent claims to exaggerated claims. I will discuss about few of such claims in this episode and in the coming episode. The first is a sad story of a gruesome murder for money, for insurance claim. Insurance policy was taken in the name of one Mr. Ramachandran by Ramakrishnan. Both are fictitious names. The policy was in the name of Ramachandran and the beneficiary was named as Ramakrishnan. Nominee was Ramakrishnan. Apparently, the proposal was signed everywhere by Ramachandran and the amount involved was only rupees 1 lakh, which was not uncommon, which was not huge in those days. So the proposal passed through and the policy was issued. After 2 months came the report that the insured Ramachandran died accidentally drowning in a pond. Claim was filed by the Ramakrishnan, the beneficiary as per the policy. And as per usual practice, an investigator was deputed to inquire about the incident. The investigator goes to the house of the victim and confirms the genuineness. But to his astonishment, he understands that the Ramakrishnan, the beneficiary as per policy, is not the brother of Ramachandran, the victim, as mentioned in the policy. He was not even a family member, only friends. Then came the twist. The investigator goes to the police station and informs the police about the 1 lakh rupee claim and the beneficiary and the fact that the policy was arranged by the beneficiary Ramakrishnan. Police swung into action, interrogated Mr. Ramakrishnan, who admitted that the previous night they had drinks together in a local toddy shop, and while going home he followed Ramachandran and pushed him into the pond and saw to it that he drowned. How mean a man can go. Very sad story. to prove the greed of human being. Another is a fire claim in a small factory. Fire was genuine. The surveyor has assessed the loss approximately around 50 to 60,000 rupees. Policy was for rupees 5 lakh arranged by the bank as per the overdraft amount. Though the surveyor was willing to settle the claim for 50 to 60,000 rupees, insured was adamant, asking for 5 lakh rupees. According to the stock statement he has filed with the bank, the stock was valued around 5 lakh 32,000 rupees. It is not uncommon for loanees to file exaggerated stock statements to the bank to substantiate their overdraft eligibility. The same thing happened here also. Somebody had advised the insured and he had made up all the other records to support this 5 lakh claim. And our efforts to make him see the reason failed. We were pushed to the wall. We had to handle the claim tactfully. You know what the surveyor did? Surveyor went to the local electricity board office and collected the power consumption records for the past 1 year. It was abysmally low, and with that level of power consumption, insured could not have carried out the production to support the stock which he was claiming. Armed with a letter from the electricity board, surveyor had asked for electricity power consumption details from the insured. Insured knew he is caught. He didn't come forward to answer, and the claim was rejected for non-submission of requirements. There was not even a further litigation in the matter. The greed has so to it that he didn't get even the deserving claim. And there is a side story. The insured was drawing power through the electricity meter only for 5 days of a month. Remaining 25 days, he used to bypass the meter and cheat the electricity board. His cheating the electricity board has boomeranged on him when he was trying to cheat the insurance company. So, the saying, there is no crime without leaving a thread of evidence. This is applicable to insurance frauds as well. I will continue with another incident next time. Till then, bye.